On the night of September 30, 2022, the capital city of Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, was calm. The streets were quiet, the houses dark, and the air heavy with an uneasy stillness. But behind the silence, the heart of a nation was beating fast. Soldiers whispered in the shadows, armored vehicles moved discreetly, and the people, though asleep, were about to witness a dawn unlike any other. This was not an ordinary night. It was a night that would mark the fall of one regime, and the sudden rise of a new leader who would shake Africa and the West alike. When the first gunfire broke out, fear spread through the capital. Checkpoints were seized, government buildings surrounded, and the presidential palace cut off. By sunrise, power had changed hands. And at the center of this storm stood a man only 36 years old, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The making of a leader. Born in 1988 英寸, the small town of Bandakui, Ibrahim Traoré was raised in a modest family. From a young age, he was known for discipline, determination, and intelligence. His teachers remember him as a boy who always asked difficult questions about justice, freedom, and struggles of ordinary people. After joining the army, Traoré quickly rose through the ranks. He served in some of the most dangerous parts of Burkina Faso, fighting against extremist groups and terrorists who plagued the country. Unlike many officers, he fought on the front lines, shoulder to shoulder with his men. This earned him deep respect among the soldiers, who saw in him not just a commander, but brother. But as years passed, Traoré saw the truth: the government in power was failing its people. Poverty was spreading, corruption was everywhere, and insecurity was growing worse. Thousands of civilians were killed, villages burned, and families displaced. The leaders in the capital seemed powerless, or perhaps unwilling, to act. And worse, foreign powers continued to exploit Burkina Faso's gold, cotton, and land while offering little in return. Traoré, like many young Burkinabes, grew tired of waiting for change. The coup of 2022. On September 30, Traoré made his move. With a group of loyal soldiers, he overthrew Paul-Henri Damiba, who himself had come to power in a coup just months earlier. But unlike Damiba, Traoré had no intention of serving Western interests or maintaining the status quo. Standing before the nation, dressed in military fatigues, Traoré declared, "Our struggle is for the dignity of our people, for the sovereignty of our land, and for the future of our children." The streets of Ouagadougou erupted with celebration. Ordinary citizens waved flags, chanted his name, and praised him as a new Sankara, the legendary leader of Burkina Faso from the 1980s who defied colonial powers and inspired an entire continent. Defying the West. From the very beginning, Traoré made it clear, Burkina Faso would no longer be a puppet of foreign powers. He openly challenged France, a former colonial master that still held strong influence over the country's politics and resources. He demanded the withdrawal of French troops and rejected foreign interference in African affairs. His words were bold, his tone fearless. And soon, his defiance caught global attention. Some in the West labeled him a threat, while many Africans called him a hero. Across Mali, Niger, Guinea, and beyond, young people began to chant his name. To them, Traoré was more than a president, he was a symbol of freedom, a reminder that Africa could rise on its own terms. A legacy in the making. But with great power comes great danger. Traoré knows the risks he faces. Many remember the fate of Thomas Sankara, assassinated in 1987 after daring to challenge imperialism. The shadows of betrayal, foreign conspiracies, and internal rivals loom large. Yet, Ibrahim Traoré continues to move forward with unshakable courage. He has vowed to rebuild Burkina Faso, restore security, and return the nation's wealth to its own people. He has vowed to rebuild Burkina Faso, restore security, and return the nation's wealth to its own people. His dream is not only for Burkina Faso but for all of Africa, to see a continent that stands proud, united, and independent. Conclusion. The rise of Ibrahim Traoré is not just the story of a young soldier becoming president. It is the story of a people reclaiming their dignity. It is the story of Africa's new struggle for freedom. At 36 years old, Traoré stands as the youngest leader on the continent, but his voice carries the weight of generations. To his supporters, he is a lion, a revolutionary, and new hope. To his enemies, he is a dangerous threat. But one thing is certain, his journey has only just begun. This is the rise of Ibrahim Traoré, Africa's new hero.